Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Exotic. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna tune the 906 Porsche rear-wheel drive for the mile. Get it going in the 17s for you. So if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Smack that like button, and let's get this show on the road. Now I'm gonna talk while I'm doing it, but I'm not gonna like do what I usually do on my tuning guides, because I really don't know what to do to this thing. It's a new track. I originally tuned this years ago, and as the track is changing, I'm making adjustments, as the track changes over time. So I don't know what the base tune's gonna be to get this car going. We're just gonna figure it out on the spot, and I'm gonna chit chat with you while we're doing it. So first thing, obviously, we are going to reset the default. Not even gonna look at what's on this. Now, make sure you have the proper parts on. This is actually, we're gonna go for a 1058 build. This was 1055. I don't think it really matters. The 1058 used to be a little harder. Let's just do it. If you don't know how to get 1058 horsepower, okay, you want to use the 6.2 liter V8 under engine conversions, rear-wheel drive, twin turbo. Oops. And then you want all the engine upgrades, except for you only want street oil. The car usually runs better with stock oil, but basically for quarter mile, you would always put stock oil, and then for like the half and the mile, you would go street. You don't ever want to go sport or race with this engine. And it doesn't really matter in the quarter if you use 55 or 58. That usually changes depending on how the track's running. So that could be a daily or weekly change, It depends on how much time you're spending on inside that one particular car. I've tuned every single car in the game 3 or 4 times over, every type of drivetrain, every engine, everything. So I do every car. So I don't I usually, if it works, I leave it like that and run it. Everything else is race. You don't want no cage. All those parts. Obviously, you want stock front width, all the way big boys in the back. The lightest rims. If you don't know what the lightest rims are, just go to the first selection, go to the very back, and just get these. Or this is what I use, but if we're on stock rims, say we're on stock rims, right? The stock rims on this car are actually lightest as well, but since the stock rim is lightest, as long as you don't get a weight change that says plus 13 pounds, obviously that's heavy. So if it doesn't make a weight change, since it's already the lightest, you can grab those rims. All right. Enough about parts. You don't want any aerodynamic stuff on there. Alright. Well, let's do it. Now normally, I see what it does beforehand, right? But we already know this thing's an animal. We already know that this thing needs to be a 4-speed. So I'm going to go ahead and just do what I think needs to be done first. We already know it does, it pushes a little over 270 miles an hour. So let's see here. Oops. I'm just looking for a 270 for my top speed. 271.4. Alright, perfect. Here. Alright. Just gonna get her going here for a second. just kind of semi going off of memory. But let's just see what this does. Looking for the same stuff though, you know. Nice spin. This car you want a long spin. You want it to pick up at the very end of first gear. Okay. This car you want it to pick up the very end of first, so it's like you don't want it to wheelie until you're basically about to shift into second gear. That's what we're looking for with this car. That's the secret. If you're wheeling too early in this car, you're not going to get that really long second gear wheelie. I'm just going to stretch out first gear until it lifts or until it bogs or something like that. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's just get rid of some of this right here. Too much. Stiffen up a little bit. Well, let's go back up on the rear a little bit. I already know that this car has to be down a little bit in the rear, otherwise I wouldn't even change the ride height, but I already know how this car is. That's why I started off with the tune that I did. Alright. So our second gear is still way too short because we're spinning even when landing. We got a little bit of wheelie going, so that's good. Let's lower this a little bit more. I'm kind of curious to see what first gear is gonna do. I want to see if we hit the whole mile. Let's just run it down to the end, see how close our fourth is. You see how we didn't stay up hardly at all in first gear. So fourth is kind of cool. All right, we got to fix first though. So let's see here. Let's drop it down again. Come up. You can run this car at 5-speed as well. Just as fast. Alright, we need spinning for a long time. It feels really tight on the front end, so let's see here. It's let's do something here. Come up again. Let's just get rid of all this. I want to see what happens. Okay. So I'm gonna go the way that I taught you guys, which would be rebound. This is one of the cars that doesn't make any sense though. Like, you can do everything I taught you in this car and it still not work, or it looks like it works but you're not going as fast as you could be. It's one of those cars that you just have to do random stuff until it starts to work. I have an idea of what I'm doing, you know, because I've done this car a bunch of times. I'm just trying to find it basically. Okay. So it looks like my first needs to be longer, or I need more rebound. Let me see what happens if we go more first. so more first makes it grab way too early, way too much grip. All right, let's go more smooth rebound. I'm just gonna go 13. Shorten that first back up. Drop this down 1. Okay, that might, let's try to get a straight launch. Oh, you know, hold on, are we missing? Hold on a second. Oh wait, oh, we're missing a part. What the hell is going on here? We're missing something. 861. Yeah, I just realized we're missing something here. Oh, there we go. This is gonna change the entire tune. I'm sitting here tuning on small tire. All right, now we're let's see what happens. I like small tire though. Small tire is fun. Now I just don't know where I am because I had small tire on. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna get a little front spring. I'm taking a ride height down. I shortened first a little bit because it looks too long still. Okay. Don't have enough lift. Go a little bit more in the rear spring. Up 1 and down. Put this up to 3. This up to 4. 2. Okay. We're close. We just need to lift a little bit more. Little bit more. I want to drop some of this out of it. No, I never explained this before, but essentially, so your ride height is basically doing the same thing that your front spring is. Your front spring is controlling, in your front rebound, is controlling how much your car lifts up, right? It also adds grip the lower it is, right? And you can also use your front ride height to control how much it lifts up, but the ride height is usually the last thing you want to do, because when you start lowering your front ride height, you'll start to kill your top end and your acceleration. Really straight, but we didn't have no second gear carry. Let's see, she does. Ooh, it flashed 17.9. I'm thinking that was gonna be an 8020 or 8030, something like that. All right, I think we're on a good base here. Let's save this. I know I haven't really been explaining much. I didn't run a default, like I said, because I know that it wasn't gonna work, and you know it wasn't gonna work. All right, so we want it to lift a little more. So I'm gonna go up 1 more ride height and see what happens. So with the, I feel like our settings are pretty good. Now we're doing into fine tune mode. So I'm gonna be using my rear ride height a little bit here to try to change when the car grips up. If we go too low, it's gonna scrape when we wheelie. We want to be able to wheelie pretty far. Like we want to be setting it down like close to the 8th. Okay, so I did not like that at all. I want to look at that again. I think it wheelied way too soon. Let's look at that one more time. I gotta look at this a few times. It looks like I'm too stiff in the rear. That's what you do, man. You just keep testing. You can't go off of one run. You gotta keep watching and see. Okay, so I'm scraping. And it's wanting to come up more. So let's try to go. I want to try to go a little longer first. And I want to try let's see here. I'm gonna lower this back to 200. I want it to spin a little more. Let's take this down one too. I might have to put this back up because it's scraping. Okay, I like the amount of time we were spinning for. We just needed to come up higher now. Alright, so let's go like here. Saw that? Way bog now. Let's run it again though, because it could have been a fluke. Alright. One more time. See if we're gonna bog again. Okay, so we are gonna bog. We want to put that spin back in it. I want to try something here. I want to go a little bit closer back to stock. I just want to see how it reacts. I'm just trying to tighten it up a little bit, but I still want it a little loose. Okay, so I feel like we're burning out correctly now. Now we're gonna start bringing the ride height back up. And because we already know 100 spring not enough, 140 spring's too much, so I'm just gonna try to counter having to mess with my spring again, because the more front spring we add, the more it's gonna spin. I like the way it's spinning, so I'm trying to do other things without, you know, affecting my suspension. I could also try to come back down on the... See, so every time you adjust your front spring, your rebound's gonna change, so... I can probably come down on my rebound now. Let's see what happens. It's launching kind of straight. I mean, I am steering, but it's launching decent. All right, we're getting close. I'm pretty sure 4.9 is going to take it over the limit, but I just want to check, because if it does, we'll go back down to 4.8, and then I'll show you how to balance the wheelie. We balance the wheelie using our rear rebound and our front bump. Now we're trying to get our first gear to come up at the very end, so it's like it's at its maximum amount of wheelie that it's going to be at the very last second at the end of first. Close, very close. But you know, like, we want it to burn out the whole first gear, and then at the very last second we want to lift all the way up as far as it'll go without scraping. That way we're practically shifting into second when it goes to the very top. That way it's riding the wheelie in second gear. Instead of doing a small burnout, lifting it up, doing a wheelie in first, shifting into second, and landing, we don't want it to pick up until we're in second gear, but we can't pick it up in second gear until we get it to lift while we're still in first. That's why we're trying to get it to wheelie at the very last possible second in first gear. I want to hit this one more time. See, like, it's still probably going to be an 18. Let's just run it out and see what happens. Because you want it to carry second for a while. And notice my fourth gear. Okay, well, there's a 17. I'm trying to take it. I'm trying to get this further for you guys. But, your fourth gear can stay in the red. Can go in the red really early. It's kind of weird. It'll float. It'll float fourth. Like you could be in the red line and practically on the rev limiter, but it won't actually hit the rev limiter. And so we could test that by clicking one more click in the fourth gear. I should have just ran that earlier. I guess I'm trying to hit 17.8. It's supposed to be a 17.9 video. All right, let's save that real quick. Whoop. Up. All right, now we can say, now that we're not a base anymore, we can say 17. Whoop. 951. And put community. I'll leave this up for share, even though you should tune it for yourself. All right, community. All right, guys. Here's a quick rundown of the tune. And yeah, that's basically it. You want to try to hit the 17.8s. It's just gonna take the perfect everything, you know, and it probably gonna have to go more extreme, you know. So when you start, if you get rid of, let's say you put some more ride height in it, then you're probably gonna have to add more rebound. You know what I'm saying? If your second gear starts flipping, you might have to start changing that second gear, but at this point, from where it is now, you can start using the guides in my playlist to further this car, you know, get this car going towards its maximum potential, or you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to use all these different words. Basically, now now that you're here, you can use my guides to make it go better. So all right, guys, that's for Thanksgiving. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you later. Peace.